Well, hi, and welcome back to our Creating the Child of Your Dreams workshop. I'm outside today, so it's a little windy, but I hope that this comes across well. I'll check it before I post it, make sure the wind doesn't interfere with the sound. But it's a beautiful day here in North Texas, and I just wanted to get out and take advantage of that. So this week we're talking about parental affirmation at the heart level. So we started out last week talking about parental approval and how it's the secret ingredient to raising successful kids and what every child craves and needs to have in order to have a solid foundation for their life. But this week we're talking about affirming your child for who he is, not for what he does. Because if we start affirming our children or approving of them just based on the things they do, then when they don't do anything well or good or acceptable, they feel rejection or that they're not good enough. So we want to get past what they are, what they do to who they are, and affirm them for who they are. And how do we do that? Well, it's by connecting at the heart level, because the heart is who we really are. My heart is where my hopes and my dreams are, my attitudes, my thoughts, my desire, how I see others, what I want, what I don't want, that sort of thing. So when we start treating our kids from the outside, behavior-oriented parenting, then we can tend to totally ignore the heart. And that happens very often with parents. And so how do we do that? Well, kids have desires and needs and wants just like adults do. And, probably it's more obvious in kids, and we tend to shut them down because they have so many desires and wants. Sometimes they're continually asking for things or to go places or do things. But what we need to understand is that our response of how we handle those requests is very important. I'm not suggesting in any way that you just carte blanche give your child everything they ask for or want or everything they want to do. But let me give you just a really simple example. So let's say that you have a child whose deepest heart desire is to be an artist, but their father thinks that's a foolish endeavor and a waste of time, and they should do something much more practical like business or law or medicine. And so what happens then is the message that's sent to the child is that your desire and who you really are deep inside is not acceptable. And so we can do that in little things every day too. For example, let's say your child wants to try out for the baseball team or something like that, and your first reaction is, well, I don't have time to take you to all those practices. I wouldn't have dinner. They're right after school. I wouldn't have dinner ready, blah, blah, blah. It would just be too much for me to do that. And you kind of process out loud, and you kind of give your child that practical answer. And again, that comes across as your desires are not important. And so a better way to handle that would be to say, wow, I think that would be, a great idea. I think you'd be pretty good at baseball. I've seen you play in the backyard with Dad, and you're really strong and athletic, and it'd be fun to be on a team. And start talking about all the advantages and probably the things he's thought about and why he's asked you in the first place. And then the response can be more empathetic and not saying that it will work out, but you're showing your child that his desire is important to you and that you're going to do what you can and look into it to see if it's something that you can provide. Then if you have to come back and say, you know what, there's just no way I can work that out right now with everything I have going on, but I'm going to look for the very next opportunity or another opportunity that would give you a chance to try baseball or whatever it is they want to do. So that way you're affirming their desire, you're showing them it's important, and then they'll know that you're on their side and they won't continually pester you for things that they don't really want. Sometimes kids get so used to hearing no, 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 no every time they ask for something, they just keep asking for things because it's almost like a cry, a heart cry to say, is anything I want ever going to be important to you? And so you have to be careful. If you have a child that's always pestering, step back and look at how you're responding to them. Are you empathizing with their desire, or are you just shutting them down based on your own needs and preferences? So I hope that helps you today. Tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more about how to connect at the heart level. We're going to talk about how negative situations that we've always dreaded before, like when your child comes home just so disappointed that they didn't get the part in the play at school that they wanted, that you used to dread those things, and never were able to resolve those well. Well, I'm going to teach you how to use those to connect with your child at the deepest heart level, to the point that you'll almost relish those disappointments and things that come along that you used to dread. So until then, go enjoy your kids, and peaceful parenting to you.